Hello and welcome to another edition of the Moaning Show, filmed in magnificent Moaner-Vision, and you're watching episode number 61. And I would like to talk to you this time about Sky Television. Now, this one's been a very, very long time in the making. Let me come out and say it straight away. I fucking hate Sky. They are responsible for the death of sports broadcasting in this country that is on free-to-air television. They are also responsible, obviously, quite frankly, for the large explosion that is the Premier League. There has not been one single Premier League match that has been on free-to-air television. Sky might have had a weekend where we have, free access to Sky Sports, but at the same time, they are responsible for sponsoring sports teams that have been successful in the past. In the specifically with cycling, in the Tour de France, we wouldn't have had the success as a country if it wasn't for Sky and their sponsorship. That being said, however, they are tremendously overpriced. And I have done a little bit of research, which might surprise a lot of you. Why is it so expensive? Well, they're run by a company led by the business mogul Rupert Murdoch, who is ruthless in his approach and will stop at nothing to give the people to get people's money. Billionaires are generally greedy, in my personal book. It's not like the only thing that pleases them is more money. Cunts, in other words, every last one of them. Like I say, I've done a little bit of research, so I'll be referring to a notepad that I've been using. Your basic package, your basic package is £22 a month. So you're looking at over, it's fucking ridiculous. With a £40 setup, mind you, for each of these packages, £40, 40 quid, all right? If you want everything, as far as I can tell, that's £47 a month. If you don't want everything and you only want specific things, I'm only interested in, Let me say this immediately. If I could afford it, I would have Sky, no problem. I can't afford it, so it's kind of a hypocritical look at Sky TV, this episode of the Moaning Show, for which I apologise for. £47 a month, every month, with the £40 setup. So your first month, you're paying 80 quid if you want everything. If you want the sport packages, that's £23 a month. You can't get just the sport packages, though. You have to have other things, and that's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. So minimum, you're paying £45 a month for your basic and your sport package, plus the 40 quid setup fee. So your first month with Sky will cost you nearly £100. What the fuck? If you just get the basic package, that's probably stuff like Sky One and everything, probably everything but the movies and sport, you'll be paying £62 to get it set up for your first month, and per year you'll be paying £264 a month. That's £264 a month, fucking £264 a year. That's just for your basic package. That's not counting broadband, that's not counting anything. I didn't include that. They're probably a pretty good broadband provider. What I'm on about is the television package that you can get, All in cost, in other words, all the package, right? Initial cost, £87. Your first month with Sky is going to be fucking expensive. And that, to begin with, is ridiculous. they're still charging for setup. It's I don't get it. I really don't get it. Per year, yeah, if you're paying for everything, I'm guessing movies and sport included, and that's everything, £564 a year for Sky TV. And in all honesty, if you haven't got kids or whatever, you're probably just going to watch the sport and a few movies a year. You know, £564 for telly, you know, stuff that comes through your telly. Basic plus sports, I didn't do an initial price on this, £540. So for the price you're paying for the sport package, you may as well get everything, if you can, of course. 540, over £500 a year to watch what you want to watch. That's fucking atrocious. It's like, oh, if you want to see the Premier League, or if you want to see F1, if you want to see rugby, extra money, please. Fuck off. Jesus Christ. Is it worth it? Short answer, no, it's not. I personally think it's disgraceful for what they charge for the basic package. 260 quid a year. You know, that's fucking terrible. You don't get access to the movies. You don't get access to the sport. I'd be a little bit angry if I was paying that for everything every year. You know, I mean, £22 a month. Yeah, if you've got the money, it's not a lot of money. If you haven't got the money, it's a fucking ton. You know, it's, oh, good God. But there is a cheaper option. It is a better option. Now TV is a sort of mini Sky demo type thing. You can use Now TV passes. You have to get what's called a Now TV box. It's not as complicated as the real thing, but you still have to, I think, connect it to the internet so that you can get the shit that Sky produce. And I've had a look at that as well. I'll be referring to my notes, so I apologise if I'm always like going like that, to just quickly look at my notes. 2-month entertainment pass is £15.98. That's not too bad. But again, I would call that the basic package. You don't get movies or sport in that. All right? 1 month of sport, 34 quid. That's pretty bad, considering that the sports added to the basic package, you know, if you buy them like that, you know, is £23 a month. You tell me. You fucking tell me. I don't know. 1 week of sport is a tenner. Now, that's not too bad if you watch all of your cricket, your football, other motorsport, you know, that's everything. So if you're smart, you can buy Sky Sports maybe on the Friday and get it through to the following Friday, but you still only get a week. It's not a 10-day pass or whatever, yeah? So if you want to see, let's say, for instance, Man United Liverpool on a Friday night or early Saturday morning, you buy the pass and it's probably 24. It's probably a week strict. So if you buy it at 10 a.m. on the Saturday, it'll probably end at 9:59 the following Saturday. It's not. I doubt it would be a. You know, you can watch a week's worth of programs for a tenner. So you know, it'll probably end there, and you probably miss the start of the next match at 10 a.m. on a Saturday. Sorry. So it is a cheaper option, but they still get you. So if you want to say, like, if you're on annual leave from work, for example, and you pay a tenner for, like I say, Man United Liverpool, you've got the F1 qualifying, say, after that, and the F1 race on a Sunday. And if you're like me, you might watch a bit of football on the Sunday, you know, Super Sunday. They've had that for fucking decades nearly. And then you might watch a bit of American football in the evening or whatever. And that'll cost you a tenner. And then it'll go along the week. So you look at what you can watch, and if there's nothing there, you know. So basically what you're paying for is a weekend pass. And it's costing you a tenner. I don't fucking know. It's just fucking atrocious. I mean, people are struggling enough these days that they have to go to fucking food banks and things like that. And it's, people wonder, like the last Moaning Show I did was about the BBC. This one is about what they should be. You know, they should be producing top quality content. And I'm not saying Sky doesn't. What I'm saying is that Sky do produce top quality content. They show Game of Thrones, you know, which has just finished in the last few months. They come up with all of these like things like Britannia and, you know, dramas starring high profile actors, you know. And the worst thing is these things never come out on DVD. It's like, to watch this, you must buy Sky, you fuckers. And it's like, Challenge TV, or what was known as Challenge TV, is just now known as Challenge, is on Freeview. But it's owned by Sky. Every single fucking advert break has an advert for Sky Television. Now, I understand you've got to advertise to get more revenue in and get new customers in. But you're advertising something on a free-to-air service that is not free to air. That's fucking horrible to begin with, right? 2, you're advertising something that the vast majority of people either can't afford or can't get for any other reason. 3, it says all episodes coming blah 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 blah, yeah. And the thing about that is the fact that they will never ever ever bring it out on DVD. To watch it, you've got to subscribe to Sky or get an entertainment pass on Now TV, and that is, in my opinion, inexcusable. It's atrocious. You cannot, you know, you can't like watch one episode and think, oh yeah, that looks pretty good, I might even consider getting that. You can't go out and buy it on DVD. All right, DVDs are a bit old-fashioned these days. You've got Netflix, Amazon Prime, Sky Store, whatever the fuck. But what I'm on about is, say like you're a fan of something, and say like 24, for instance. Okay, 24 with Keith Sutherland. The first 3 series, I think, were on BBC. Then it fucked off to Sky. Sky had it for the rest of the time. So if you were a fan of 24, yeah, you watched the first few seasons on BBC, and it just fucked off. It fucked off to pay-per-view television. And that's kind of what this is all about, yeah? You get what you pay for. If you can't afford it, Sky couldn't give a shit about you. It's like, oh, fuck off, and that shit. And it's, Sky, yeah, all right. As like I said earlier, it's a bit hypocritical of me, because I would probably have it if I could afford it, okay? But the prices paid, still, even if you can afford it, are fucking atrocious. Let me say it. Let me tell you them again. Basic, 260 quid. All in, 560 quid. For everything they do, £300 a year more. How can they justify that? It's fucking terrible. Basic plus sports, just 20 quid cheaper, basically. 20 quid. That is where they get you. They get the fans that want to watch these things, and they go, right, gotcha. For the case of £500 per household, let's say they're in 100,000 households across the country. It's more than that, obviously. So they're raking it in, hand over fist. Will it get cheaper? Fuck no. No way. Absolutely no way. There are things that may get cheaper in the world. Sky TV isn't one of them. If anything, they'll shoot up the fucking price for years to come. If you want to watch certain sports, I was looking at the packages earlier on the internet, and I think it's like 20 quid per channel. So if you want, say, just the Premier League, you pay something like £15 a month just for the Premier League. All right, it's the best football in the world, but then again, you're still charging 15 quid a month for the Premier League. I think you get the football channel along with that. So in other words, non-Premier League. If you want Sky Sports Arena and Action, they're for stuff that's held in arenas, and obviously action per title of the channel. Maybe a bit of darts, or just things that are not football. They've got a dedicated golf channel. They've got a dedicated cricket channel. At the moment, they have the dedicated F1 channel. And each channel is between 15 and 20 quid extra per channel, and it's fucking atrocious. So if you're not smart, you can end up paying, say, £100 a month for your Sky Sports if you don't get there. Just fuck yeah, I forgot about that. I want to see the golf, or I want to see the cricket, or I want to see the F1, and you end up like adding it onto your subscription. And that's another thing as well. These terms and conditions for 18-month contracts. So if, like me, you've had a shit year, health-wise, you can't back out of that contract. You got to find the money. You got to pay it. And that's what's dangerous about this thing, which is why Now TV is the more attractive option, because you can cancel that anytime you want. You can buy the smallest pass, because you are fucked otherwise. If you've had a shit year like me, and you've got limited money coming in, and it's like, oh fuck, how am I going to do that? I owe them, like, I don't know, 45 quid a month or whatever, and I can only afford 20 or 25, and for a start, obviously you never know when you're going to have a health problem, like myself this year. But secondly, you think, well, I might not be able to afford it this month. If the Premier League is finished, most people are like, oh fuck sports, shit. But this year we've had the Cricket World Cup. Just today, on the day of recording this, we've got the Rugby World Cup, which at the moment is still free to air. But how long before Sky get that as well? They're a monopoly of sports broadcasting. Yes, they've made the Premier League the best football in the world. They sponsor successful sporting teams, but at the same time they've destroyed everyone's ability, or nearly everyone's ability, to watch top class sporting events. So that's about it for this edition of the Moaning Show. I thank you very much for watching. Like I say, I've got some. I'm filming it in a new style. It's not a tremendous change to the way the Moaning Show works. Comments, thoughts, and suggestions about future possible shows in the comments box below, please. I'm getting a couple of comments per video now, and I'll see you next time for more moaning. Thanks a lot.